I just really want to work on position and her reaction. What are you thinking?
Well, I always think working on your position is paramount, you know? Because if you can't sit into it, good luck riding it forward, you know?
Okay, that makes sense.
A lot of times you'll ask for a reaction, you might be a little delayed in your body, like getting
Yes.
behind her, and then she's like, so your leg said go, but your body said whoa a little bit.
Okay.
Well, not a lot of times, but like
Well,
sometimes I've seen
yes,
that.
it does. Okay, okay.
So this
We're going to
here.
watch that. So I feel like I really need a good reminder lesson that way, especially.
Yes.
Here
Yeah.
we go.
So I'm just gonna start watching. Where's the weight on your seat bones here? Do you have equal weight?
Maybe a little more to the inside. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know why.
So do you feel like the inside thigh or the outside thigh is stronger? So as far as hugging the saddle, which one hugs easier? Keeping the thigh attachment.
I haven't thought about that.
Okay. So let's start to think about that. We're going to
Okay.
think about when you close your thighs on the saddle, which
Yeah.
one closes easier? So if I go like this,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be able to pull your thigh off. Yep. So it should just be firm enough that I shouldn't be able to pull it off, but it's not so firm that you're like death gripping, right?
Okay.
Do you feel like one is easier to snug on? Both fairly equal.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both kind of mushy.
They're both like, what do I do?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you wanted me to kind of hold them on.
I do
or
want you to
not.
feel like
Oh,
you kind of snug on a little bit. Yep.
Okay.
So you
All
just
right.
feel like they're there.
All right.
And then you almost want to try to feel like you can rotate your thighs inwards. So what I'm going to do is reach under your
Okay.
thigh here and pull like that. And you almost want to feel like it and
Yeah.
rotate in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you get more of your femur on the saddle. Good girl. Good. Now, do you feel like one stays more connected?
No.
Both equal.
I am so equal right now.
Perfect.
Midas touch. Okay, so I think we're, yeah.
Okay, so walk on. And then as you walk on, try to feel, can you keep your thighs just as attached?
Okay.
So like normally you'll have, you know, a knee will open and close, open and close, open and close a little bit if you don't have actual constantly thinking about it. So you're just trying to keep your knees from closing and opening, or from opening, they're staying closed. And then your knees are in one spot, your thighs, your entire thigh muscle should be up from your groin down towards your knee, should be kind of snugged on a little bit. And that is how I get to wrap around her and then lift her up from that. If I don't have thighs attached, I can't plug down under her back and then I can't pull her up to me. There, notice how you fell behind. So you put your leg on and she went and you went whoop, behind. So what's your bear down number here in your core?
It's a lot better now. I think I'm dumb.
Yeah, Mary would have been like, wham, what did I ask for now? Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm very cognizant now.
Good.
Okay.
Good. So it's just thighs and core. I mean, those are the two hugest things to keep yourself balanced on the saddle.
Okay.
With that, then you're going to take this to trot rising and make sure your core and your thighs stay attached. Okay, what's the weight on your thighs versus your stirrup in this rising? So out of 100%, how much weight's in your thigh and how much weight's in your stirrup?
50-50.
Okay, let's go more in your thigh and less in your stirrup. Bear down.
Ah,
Yep. Yep. And think about pulling the bungee cord as you're going along here.
Okay.
And don't pull it too fast. You want to like be a little bit quick pulling the hind end, but then don't let her speed up, right? That's the goal, is you kind of quicken her, but not let her go miles per hour faster. Yeah. Pull the bungee cord, bear down. Are you still 60-40 in your thighs?
yeah.
Okay. Can you go 70-30?
Huh.
And then, yeah.
So are you asking her to collect? Because
Nope,
I'm used
I'm
to
asking-
tightening this to collect to bring her up.
So when you get more tighter, yes. But what I want is your typical, how I ride is 80-20 typically. So all my posting trot is trying to be 80-20. 80 in the thigh, 20 in the stirrup. And it doesn't mean you just grab on and wham, but it's gonna feel really strong because you're not, if you're used to going around 50-50, every time you stand up, you shove weight down the stirrup. And you're trying to keep from pushing down the stirrup. You're trying to thrust up. Yeah. And then you also, as a side effect, you get the back to come up more.
Huh.
There you go. And you just keep your bear down and strong rise. And then you kind of keep pulling that bungee cord. Doesn't have to go any faster than that, but bearing down, pull the bungee cord. Well done, well done. And then you can quicken the trot by thrusting faster, or slow the trot down by slowing the rise.
Well, talk me through going faster.
So pull the bungee cord quicker. Keep your hands a little low, and then pull the bungee cord, quicker, and up, yep. Good, and now pull it slower. And softer, and slower, and stronger, yep. And now soften your hand a little bit, and then easy trot. So now you're gonna build it again. You're gonna pull the bungee cord again, bear down, lean forward, and up and over, and quicken the rise. Yep, yep, yep. Good, good. Good, and slowly slow the rise down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you come back to the walk for a little bit. And just digest that and tell me what you felt in that.
I think I had too much weight in my heels the last 3 circles.
I don't doubt it. You were pushing down a little bit, but it was still more than you had before, I feel like, in your thigh. And you were able to pull the bungee cord more effectively. So basically what I want to think about is, think of a windshield wiper. If your knee is attached to the windshield and your hips thrust up and over and wipe the windshield, you can go faster or slower, but you still get to the top and still the bottom each time. So pull the bungee cord more firm or quicker, quicker, quicker. Does that make sense? So you can bring the trot, or slow the trot. And you get more cadence that way. You can cadence, 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 or quicker, 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 quicker. That sort of makes sense?
Yeah.
So then if you really feel like you're attached to the hind legs, and when you want to pull the hind legs more, you just go, come on more, come on more, come on more.
So I understand the little windshield wiper analogy, but for me, the missing link is how to get the wiper to move. I need the aids
to get up and over.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so halt for a second. So you imagine your knee is screwed into the saddle, there's an iron bar there and it's attached, and then it's not to get you any tighter or any looser, right? It's just there.
Okay, so
and then from here you go, you're rotating like this. Now the goal is you're not to push on the stirrup to get up, because what happens when you push on the stirrup, you go, doop, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to basically keep your foot on the flat ground and go up and down without nothing changing below. Because every time you shove down, you almost can't get up as clearly, and then your leg kind of starts moving around a little bit too much.
So would it be more of a feeling of riding without stirrups?
Yes. Yep. So if you can imagine, 100% is no stirrups. You can totally do that.
As a child.
Yep.
So that now.
So that's 100-0.
Visual.
And if you go 80-20,
yeah,
it's still a lot in the thigh, but you just can't rely on the stirrup to help you up and get over. You're just trying to keep that 20% there to keep it stable and quiet. And then you use the power of the thigh to get up and over, almost as if you amputate your leg below the knee.
Okay.
And go, I can't shove down to get up.
Okay. Now that I understand.
Okay.
And then once again, because this has been I have other horses, like every other horse that I've ever owned, I've been able to just close my legs and they just go, boop, lengthen. So
yes,
when it's time to do that, you say, let's bring her, and I understand, okay, wipe,
yep.
But it's not a quickening of the pace.
No.
It's lengthening, and there's a big difference.
Correct, yep.
So
I want you to be able to quicken or slow it down, just to have that ability.
Yes.
But then when you want to add more power to it, you're going to still keep the slower cadency and add a little lower leg to that. But now, typically, you're not going to be rising in a lot of that work.
Correct. So I have it on camera.
Yeah.
What's that aid to get her to really bounce up?
Come on up and out.
Yes,
yeah.
Please.
So you're going to, say you're in the sitting trot.
Okay.
And we've talked about bouncing on the ball.
Yeah.
You can bring it back to a little bit of passaginess. You add the cadence in it, but then you're going to try to close the lower leg a little bit, half halt your hand a little bit, and then bumper with the lower leg and say, keep stepping up. At the same time as your body says, I'm bouncing the ball, I'm choosing the tempo that I want. So there's, 1,000 different tempos you can choose, but we're trying to choose the one that matches her the best.
So how does she know? Because what really is missing with this horse now, I feel like, is that ignition of fire.
Yes,
it's
she doesn't just boom forward.
No, there's no boom.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
yeah.
But I do feel like because there's almost like sometimes a little disconnect from there to there. You tell her what to do, she's thinking about it, and then it catches in a little bit, right?
Okay.
So don't make it be like, no. Do it over
her-
3 strides. Build,
Okay.
like I like that. Build, 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 and then you're now okay. We're flowing, and then we decrease, decrease, decrease a little bit. Give her a little
Okay.
time to build into it, just because of how her, how she is. She can't do it like
Well, a
now.
long history too, so that helps take an edge off of me.
Yeah, you're
And
not.
it gives her
Yep.
benefit of the doubt that now we're listening. So go, go, go.
Yeah.
And slow, slow, slow.
Yep.
Or bring it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because
I think
then
got it.
I feel like when you get that, you'll be able to go quicker. She just has to know that she can,
Yeah.
and that you're staying with that, and then you can build it from there and be more snappy about it. But
Okay.
and of course, there's always the making sure that she can't be heavy on you when you're doing that, or else it won't work.
Right. Okay, so 80% thigh, 20% lower, balance up, sit down on your backy endy.
Do you feel
Push
the
my
triangle, actually? Think about your seat bones to your pubic bone. The whole triangle on the saddle, not just sitting back, but yeah, there you go. Now, if I was to walk beside you, could I pull your knee off the saddle?
No,
Good.
go ahead.
I'll try. Okay. Take that to trot. Just be bearing down, firming up your core, and ready to go for that. Good. Yeah. I almost want you to think like a micro pause in the air. Up, pause. Like little tiny pause, but it gives you a little more air time.
Okay.
And that gives her a little more air time too. There you go. There you go. This looks really nice. What's the feeling in your hands here?
Probably nothing.
Okay. I would almost rather that sometimes than too much. So as long as you have her back up and you're pulling her along, pull the bungee cord up, you're windshield wipering a little bit. What's the weight in your thigh versus stirrup?
60-40.
Okay. But it's a lot better than before because you're putting conscious effort into it. And when you do this, you help to hold her back up. And that micro pause at the top of the rise. Up, pause, pause, pause. Yeah, yeah. And now build the trot a little bit. You're going to add a little bit more oomph to the rise and a little lower leg bump. Yeah. And match and match and match with the rise. Good job. And now gently bring her back. There. Keep rising, keep rising. Try to do it with your legs, with your core and your
Okay.
thighs slowing
Yeah.
down a wee bit, not the hand. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're just going, hey, this is the length I want you in the rein. Be here.
Okay.
And then I want you to go, yeah. And now build it forward gently again. Slowly. Up and over. Bump. Lower leg bump. Lower leg bump. Lower leg. Power ride. Pause at the top. Pause at the top. Yep. And now you're going to bring it back with a little slower, stronger rise. Up and over. Pause. 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 Yeah. Good. And then a little less hand, and this is looking better already. So you might supple her a little bit. You might ask for a touch of shoulder forward positioning, yes. But then you go, do it over 2 steps too.
Okay.
A little bit, and then keep rising and bearing down.
Okay. Oh. Oh, my bum is like somewhere in Kentucky right now. Okay, good girl.
Yep, up and over, power on. Yeah, and you give her more air time here. You can change directions, but it gives her a little more time in the air to bring her legs under her. Good. As long as you come down, you have to come down kind of on the soft side where you clearly sit, but it's not down, coming down to push her back down. Pull it up.
So
Pull it up. Yes. Yes, exactly. And when you sit, it's like soft, but you keep pulling the back up. And when you pull the back up, then you can also think about pulling the hind legs up. And you keep pulling the hind legs up. And you keep bearing down, go to more than in your hand. Good job. Good job. Bear down. Pull.
Get over. Get over.
Okay, so then take your time, right? Your first go-to was kind of grab the rein and kick harder, right? So
Yes.
just go supple, soften, bump her, keep the rise in your body, and then gently put your inside leg on and go, now let's supple her, and let's put her over a little bit. And step to the outside a tiny bit when you want her to step out. Yeah, now gentle, supple, breathe, bear down, pause, and inside leg. Yep, yep. Keep rising. You're losing the power on the rise. Yep, there you go,
Wow.
there you go, there you go.
Good.
Yeah.
Good
Change
girl.
directions. Keep bearing down. Power in the rise. More core than hand. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Working towards 80-20. Could be. Bend your knee just a smidge. Lower leg a little bit more underneath of you might help you.
Oh.
Yep, just a hair.
Okay.
Sometimes you could get too far back, but here, yeah, better. Because then you keep your kneecaps pointing to the ground, and almost like you're gonna kneel in the position, like a kneeling, you drop your knee down.
Do you want me to do that?
Try it. Yeah, like you're gonna kneel. Upper body goes a little forward, up and over. Yeah. Keep your hands a little bit lighter. Good.
Okay.
Yep. And then you kneel with going forward, up and over, up and over. Point your chest out her neck a little bit. Yep. 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 Good. What's the feeling here?
Good.
This trot's lovely, by the way. She's tracking up quite good.
Magic bits.
Good. And then the magic bits of your core and your thighs make it another difference. Yep. Hands pushing. Yes. Good job. Good job. Let her go. Let her reach just a touch forward in your hand. Yeah.
Now, there's a difference between reaching and
Yeah.
starting to hang.
Yeah, I don't want her to hang.
She started to.
Okay, so then you're going to bear down more firm in that moment first, close the
Okay.
thigh more.
Okay.
And then you're going to pull the back up more, and then you're going to ride your little half out and go, come on, girl, you can't pull on me.
Cool.
Yep.
I gotta
yep.
catch up with her.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Here's the good news.
It's a
I'm
little more of that
recognizing-
kneeling position. You have to really power forward, point your chest at her neck a little bit, and make sure you're not,
Whoop.
oops, that's okay. Good. So look at me, my beams can point up, or they can point down, or they can point up, or they can point down, right? So it's where do you, when you angle your, think of this as your spine. Do you angle
Okay.
forward or do you go
Yes.
straight?
Well, okay, it just depends. Sometimes I go behind,
Right.
and then you say, hey, you're behind.
Yes.
Then I go
Then
too
you're
far
forward,
forward,
yes.
and then she pitches forward, and I'm trying to find a consistent,
gotta find that
straight
balance in between.
balance. Yes, I am.
But in the rising trot, you need to angle a little forward.
I do.
So then you can, that's that kneeling position.
All right.
Because if you start to post a little bit backwards,
Then
you
I'm-
stop the flow of the back coming out. So and it's not that I want you leaning really forward, but like a little bit of the, from sitting straight to rising, touch forward. So think about the beams of light pointing towards her ears. If they're pointing above her ears,
I'm sorry. What are the beams of light? Because I
where
just
your
cannot.
chest would point. Not
Not your boobs, your chest.
where your chest would point.
Chest is
Yes.
just that way.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is up, this is down, this is straight ahead.
Okay. All right.
And it really has to do with where you hinge your hips. Because if you, right,
Yes.
then they
yes.
point down, and if they are up, they're now up. And we don't want them up. They should always be level. In sitting trot, they should be level. And in the rising trot, touch more towards the ears. And that really has to do with hinging your hips, just making sure that you're not growing too tall in the top of the rise.
So I have been growing too tall at the top of the rise.
Yeah.
And then
Not all the time, but sometimes.
and then it just catches me, and then I get into
That's
this
what happens when you
cycle.
fall back. Exactly. So if you can stay up and over, up and over, up and over, and you might have to think like you're going over a jump or something to get you back into that position. Hey, we're staying forward with the horse in just the mechanics of the trot rising. And that's where that kneeling position comes in. If like you can bring your heel back and kneel down and keep the kneecap pointing to the ground.
Okay. Listen, Flora, I'm going to be cognizant of my outside edge.
Yep.
It's very important. I realize how much I don't have one.
Yeah, it does make a big difference. There's so much to this that we put on the horses to expect them to do, and then if it's like,
This horse is amazing.
She is
You know
a-
what?
she
if
really
I
is an
just
amazing
ride her
horse.
right, she's like, program it in, you get it. You program
whatever you
some-
get it.
You get it. You get it. That's right.
She's like, I try.
Okay. She's a good girl. All right, so sitting, kneeling, less weight in the heel, more in the femur. Don't lean back. Woo, 100-point check.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. Come
And then of course
forward.
bear down.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, good. Okay. What do I do now?
Trot rising. Your favorite. We'll go to sitting. I just want you to do
No,
a
no.
tiny bit of this rising, and
Yeah.
then we'll go to sitting.
Okay.
just to get you the feeling of where you keep hinging the hip and that you're staying up and over that trot. You fell behind. Yeah, so that's where the bear down had to come into. Yep.
Okay. That's why I knew I needed a good lesson on position today,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
could tell I was just falling apart. Okay. You stop it.
Yeah. And I always do basically think when I have to use one rein, I'm going to use that leg as well. But
Same side.
yeah, typically.
Okay.
So there you go. And hinge the hips a little bit, and you're going to point your chest more at her neck. Yep, or at the ears. There you go. So you're up and over, matching the trot. Good job. Good job. What's the feeling in your hands here?
Oh, she's very light.
Good. Keep it like that because it looks really lovely. When she reaches just a touch forward, it's even better. Yeah, yes, like that. No more than that, but that's lovely. And you just keep thinking, okay, headlights towards her ears. Yep. And you bear down and you, yeah, that's pretty. She's over tracking a whole hoof print here.
Good.
Good. So what I'm going to say is add a touch more to this trot, but make sure you stay going with it. So
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps, and then you start bringing her back. Bear down, thighs, and start to bring her back. No. Yep, and then soft. Yep, and you bear down, and you keep your chest. You're falling behind. Good job. Up and over. Good job. Good job. Kneecaps down, and now build it again. Up gently. Good. Yep. Good. Bump with the lower leg once, but you got to be ready. Chest down, up and over, bear down, knees down, hands push, and gently bring her back. And then you're going to come back to the walk shortly. Bear, down, breathe, down. Don't let yourself fall back.
So did I fall back?
You did a smidge there. You did catch yourself though, because you were almost going to go more and you stopped it. That was one of the nicest trots I've seen her do. She literally had a whole hoof print over track. She was working towards her little medium there.
Okay, good, good. Well, it felt good in a lot of places.
Yeah. And really, it just takes so much of the focus in your body to stay matching every step of it, because the go-to is usually the hand instead of and then ride your half halt, right? So, yeah. Let's go sitting trot here. So
Okay.
here's where you have to keep yourself straight ahead.
Okay.
Yep. And make sure you're not just sitting under your seat bones, because sometimes I think you can tuck under almost too much and the front of your pelvis comes up. So keep it flat.
So I've had such a terrible, bouncy, disconnected, painful
Okay.
sitting trot for so many years.
Uh-huh.
So I've
You're like, don't put any
tried
weight there.
all the,
Yep.
well, no, I've just tried all these different ways.
Yeah.
Not to say that I've come up with anything wonderful, but I'm all ears.
So is this saddle ever painful to you?
Never.
Okay, good. So then you can stay level. I totally understand if it's painful that you're trying to tuck your seat bones under more and get off your pubic bone. But trying to find that level balance, you
Girl.
fell behind there. Yep.
Well, good, she didn't get me. That was the whole point.
Not on candid camera, but you're on candid voice. Good. Okay. What's your bear down number?
20.
Okay. Your max is 10. You're doing great. Good. But I just want you to thinking about bearing down and then keep hugging with those thighs a little bit. And you want the inner thigh up near your groin a lot more than just your knee area.
Inner thigh. Where do you want it?
All the way up near your crotch, right? The inner thigh that wraps around, the upper inner thigh needs to be hugging the upper inner part of the saddle. There you go. There you go. And you're breathing. And you're bearing down. Good, and she is still over tracking quite nicely here.
Yeah, she is, isn't she? I'm dying here.
Okay, slow it down a little bit then.
Okay, great.
Just make it a little bit more rideable so you can match it. Slow down even a little bit more. Bear down, stay short in your body. Chest pointing straight ahead, don't let it fall behind. And it's got to have that bear down where you almost think sternum down a little bit. Match it, slow it down a little bit more even. Yep, and then you're going, just for the sake of you matching it, and then you're going to build it again.
Do what?
Now you're going to build the trot forward again a little bit. Hands pushing forward, don't hold. Yep, yep, good job, good job.
Good.
Yeah. But I
Okay.
think part of Why she can hang on you is because in that bigger trot, you can hold too much.
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So have we talked about pushing the grocery cart?
Have we?
Okay. So imagine you're in the grocery store and you're pushing a grocery cart. You wouldn't push it like that and you wouldn't pull it back to you. Going along, pushing the grocery cart with firmness in your body, you're going, come on, push, 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 push. So I want you to imagine your reins are like a grocery cart. And you have to not, like I've heard sticks before, I never quite got the push the sticks away. It just doesn't click with me that way.
The what away?
Sticks, like your reins are sticks. It
Yeah,
never quite clicked
that
with me
doesn't
there.
work.
But if I have a feeling, okay, I'm pushing a grocery cart along,
Yeah.
you know, it's a solid something in front of me, and it's not, I don't want this and I don't want
Yeah.
this, but even from here, I could push it or I can pull it. And I'm trying to not pull it at all, I'm trying to push it. So did I ever resist my push on your fists? Let's try it.
I think you did, but
Just to give you another picture, another feeling. So just put your hands a little higher and push the grocery cart, and then don't push anymore. Just a little bit, just enough that you resist that. And that's the feeling that I kind of want you to have, that you can go, hey, and I don't even need to see it.
so
But
it's
if
a little
there's-
just dance with
Yeah,
the grocery cart.
You're kind of pushing it and pushing it
Yeah.
and pushing it and pushing it. And it shouldn't be something that I should see. But I
Mother
can
of
see,
5, I understand this analogy.
push the,
I can do this grocery cart thing now.
yes.
Okay, if I can't,
So
shame
what will
on me.
happen is if you lose your bear down, you're going to pull on the grocery cart.
Yep, I've been doing a lot of pulling this last week, or
Yeah.
it's since I've not taken a lesson from you, and it seems
Yeah.
like forever. I've been spiraling. I've known this, so I'm like, I've got to get back. I've got to get back. So I've
Swimming to the
needed this.
surface.
I know. Okay, all right.
But yeah.
This is good.
All
Yep.
right, I like it.
I like it. I like it.
So then you'll just shorten up your reins to where you can push the grocery cart, because if they're too long, you can't push it. And then you're going to keep yourself straight ahead. Good. And thighs. And you're going to be bared down, ready enough to go. Make sure when you snug your thighs on that you don't lift the front of your seat bone up, front of your pelvis up.
Okay.
Because if you lift up, you snugged, you lifted up, you tucked your butt under a little bit too much sometimes.
So then it's more of a driving.
Right, you kind of sink your seat bones under, you drive, and then you also are going to start to lose where your center of gravity is.
Okay.
Good. You're falling just a little behind. I think you should have your sternum down. There you go. Good job. And then when you're ready, you take that to trot, trying to push the grocery cart the whole time. Good. Bear down, push. And then you just maintain a trot that you feel like you can stay with. Like she's getting quite powerful on this, but you're getting a little bit tall, a little behind the motion. So you've got to shorten your sternum, ab crunch a little bit, firm up your core with bear down, and keep your thighs attached and push the grocery cart. Push forward. Yep, shorten the front of your body a little bit. Sternum down more, like you're not doing an ab crunch. Yep.
Gosh.
Yep. And you're going to have to keep your kneecaps to the ground and heels back a little bit, but stay short in the front of your body. Now, when you get to a point, because I know how hard this is, you rise, exactly. Yep. And then when you rise, you really have to put power into the thighs and go 80-20, as close to 80-20 as you can get, and keep your sternum pointing towards the neck. Yeah, good, good. I don't think I've seen her push as much in a long time, actually.
Well, you haven't seen her go in these bits.
Yeah, this is quite lovely.
Yes, Stephanie was so happy. She's like, look at that hind end move.
Good, so now you're going to slow it down to a crawl almost, just for the sake of slowing it down. And then match her, breathe, match her, breathe. Let the trot soften a little bit. Yeah, and then you're going to add when you can, if you feel like you're ready to match it and add more power to it. You bear down firm, feel the belt getting tight, sternum stays down, and thighs attached, and you push your hands and you go. Yeah, and you go a little bit more. Yeah, and a little bit more if you can.
It's coming up.
Yep, and you're growing behind, so then you might need to walk. So bear down, yep, or that, exactly.
Or I could just pull her back and really massage her teeth on the right side.
Yeah, let's just massage those gums. Yeah, so that's where, I think she has the ability to go for it now. You have to match it. So if you are getting to where it's a little too much, come back sooner before you feel like you have to
Okay.
pull. Because otherwise it's really, I mean, it's not really fair to go more if you're
No,
holding more.
it's
so
not.
then you're gonna
I'm telling her two things.
Yeah.
I've got the brake on and I've got the go on.
Yeah.
So no,
Yep.
I understand. Okay.
But yeah, I haven't seen her have this amount of like over track in the trot. This is back is starting to come up.
Okay. Anything else?
Canter. Just canter, you know.
Wow, not even hesitate. Okay. If she sticks in her jaw, what do you want me to do?
Ignore it for a second.
Okay, fine.
Bear
Just
down,
canter.
close your thighs, and stay with her, and then supple her jaw a little bit.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you just bear down
So
and
bear down. Oh.
yeah. Yep. Just clear your lungs, girly. Okay. So now you just feel your flat underneath. You keep the thighs attached. Don't let the inside thigh open and close. Ah. And then with that steady connection with your thigh, once she's done
Yeah, I
sneezing,
don't know what she's doing.
then you put a little bit of inside lower leg on and go, come on, canter on a little bit, but just a little bit. Okay. Okay.
Good. Now I feel like I can get a rhythm.
Yeah. Good job. So thighs attached. Don't want them open. And then your outside sit bone stays back and down, back and down, back and down, and not a big shift, but a little bit of plug in, plug in, plug in. Good. Inside thigh, inside leg a little forward, and add a little more canter to this now. Bear down, match it. Push the grocery cart. A little bit of inside lower leg. Yep. Good. What's the feeling here?
Good.
Yeah, looks quite nice. Let's go ahead and transition to the trot rising. Bear down. Don't let yourself go behind or grow tall. Just going to close your thighs more. Put your outside hip forward. Good job. Good.
Good.
And up and over, kneeling. Yep. Kneeling. Yep. Good job. Breathe, bear down, and hold it with your body first.
Ah.
Body, core, bear down, thighs. Yes. Good. And now slow it down. Slow down the rising and get ready for a little sitting to a walk transition. Breathing, bearing down, and breathe out. You're growing tall in your upper body. Sternum down a little bit. Yes. That's where you've got to really ab crunch into that moment. Like, don't let yourself, that starts to happen when it gets harder. It's shorten a little bit. And not that I want
So
you.
shorten means come forward?
Yes, you're going to have
like-
to lean a little bit forward. Not
Like a cockroach? Do the cockroach?
Yep, do that. Now you could do that too much.
Oh.
But when your chest comes up, this lengthens. You're just trying to go shorten. Keep your sternum an inch down. I don't want you rounding your shoulders and hunching and going like
That's
that.
what I feel
but
like's going on.
You might feel like it, but
I
it
do.
doesn't always mean it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Gonna trust you here. Good
Okay.
girl.
Canter left when you're ready. Bear down. Thighs attached. Your thighs are wobbling. Yeah. You just kind of keep hugging her with that thigh.
Gosh. Do I do
Thighs.
both sides? Don't
Both
wobble
sides.
with
Both
one.
sides. Yep. And then a little bit of bear down into that. Both. Yeah. See, then you get her back with you, and her back starts to come up. Yeah, this is a lovely canter. This is one of the most balanced, steady canters I think I've seen with her. Keep the thighs, you keep bearing down, and you breathe. And you grocery cart hands, it looks like you've got a great push on that. Doesn't need to go any further forward. It's just you always had that feel of pushing. There, you're falling behind the motion a little bit. Thighs, bear down, match. Good.
Good.
Good. Good. Super. Super. And then you're going to get ready for a trot transition. Again, don't go behind the motion, but close your thighs, hip outside hip forward, and half out the outside rein and drop. Yep. Now, yes, good job. Up and over, breathe. Up and over, bear down, sternum down. Yeah. Good. Good. And then you're going to get ready for firming yourself up for the walk transition. So sitting into this, bear down to like an 8 or a 9. That was a little abrupt. Let's do it again. Just go sitting trot for a little bit. You fell behind. Advance your collarbone, sternum down. Push in your core. And if you don't have anything left, then
No,
you
I
just...
do. I'm just getting sloppy. Hold on. I can do this.
So did I ever say push into the wall of water? Imagine you're going through and there's a wave of water coming at you.
Yes.
Push into that wave of water a little bit more, because the wave's pushing you off the back.
Okay.
So you got to keep the pubic bone down in the front. Yes. And you're going push, push, push into the wall, push, push, push into the wall. And now you're going to get ready to bear down and push even more. Close the thighs and then breathe out to a walk transition. Push, 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 sternum down. Yes. Okay. That was quite good there. You got it.
Good horse.
Super. Just made you sweat a little bit.
It's okay. I don't feel it when I'm so focused, right?
Yeah, when you're
Good
moving
girl.
along.
Yeah.
That was really good. One of the best canters I've seen her do.
Agreed. It was a really nice canter.
When I get a compliment
When
from
Missy
this
says
one,
it, yeah. When
that's
Missy says it, then it's true.
now I'm listening. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. That was so great.
Good girl, Flora.
Yeah, she's like, "Give a hand over the sugar, lady."
Good girl.
You.
You're welcome. I'll be more strict on you on all your position from
Yeah,
now on.
it-